Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So we got the data download tonight, which showed that Int Broly, and then I believe two new stages added to the Dragon Ball Z memorable battles, is going to be the content for this week. Now, I mean, I guess if I say that's it until the 10th, it certainly does feel like a long stretch where there's not much going on. But then we know how Dokkan is going to do it. Then on the 10th, there's 500 events and shit that's going to drop. What I wanted to do is, so I've seen a lot of people say, oh my god, the celebration is so dry, it's so underwhelming. Now, unfortunately, when people start saying that, it doesn't mean anything because people say it every fucking celebration. I'm sorry, they do. Global players were complaining like crazy during the 9th anniversary about there being nothing to do. That is a factual thing that was going on. So it's like, what we're going to do here is, let's see. Like, let's compare part 1 of the 2024 Worldwide Download Celebration, part 1 of the 2023 Worldwide Download Celebration, and part 1 of the 2022 Worldwide Download Celebration. We could pull up 2021 as well, if need be, but that celebration is just 1,000 times worse, right? Dokkan, despite what anyone wants to say, continues to get better and better and better in terms of like dropping content and stuff like that. If you look at a 2021 celebration or a 2020 celebration, you'll be shocked to see how the standard has raised, right? So, I don't know. I guess let's start by reviewing this celebration, and then we'll move into this one. Now, this celebration is hated big time. I mean, maybe just because of the part 1 characters and how, like, the conditions ended up being a little bit wonky. But this was a very good celebration. And then this one was unanimously agreed that this was a great celebration. The Cooler movie celebration was incredible. Okay, so let's go and take a look. So, I do want to include the countdown in this because I think that will be most fair for this celebration right here. The countdown, of course, which includes the red zone. Remember that this celebration did drop red zone during the countdown. By the way, I rather like that. You guys let me know what you think, but I thought that was very good, right? They dropped the red zone, at the start of the countdown with 2 stages against 17-18 and then against Cell. And that, like, when it's a really tough fight like that Cell fight was, it does kind of feel like there's a lot more to do just doing that stage because it's so challenging, right? So I needed to include the countdown to be maximum fair to this celebration right here. So login bonus missions, we got the Dokkan Fest and Legendary Carnival. All 3 celebrations have essentially a dual fest in part 1. This one has a dual Dokkan Fest, but I don't know that that's necessarily the biggest deal. I mean, I guess you could say part 1 is probably a little bit like that, almost gets bonus points to this to have 2 Dokkan Fests. Dokkan Fests are definitely a little bit better than Carnivals with the event, but in terms of character strength, I don't think there's a huge difference between Carnival characters and Dokkan Fest LR characters. It's here and there, like they're kind of on the same level to me, right? Like Dokkan Fest LRs, I would say a little bit more commonly are like, the very best, but Carnival LRs are hanging in with Dokkan Fest LRs pretty much always. So we have the dual fest right there. Packs. We got a Dokkan event. Awakening Metal campaign. Now, this is something that was there. We'll check in a second. I mean, this is at least extra missions. This counts a little bit. I know that the 2022 celebration did not have that. So we have that. These are just... the 2023, I took a glance through. It does have one of these as well. This is going to be that step up rainbow like banner thing. This is a co-op campaign. These are always in the worldwide celebration. Social media stuff. This, of course, the step up summon. We have the Dokkan Fest. Whatchamacallit. These are always, right, something that is going to be around right here. Every worldwide download celebration, one of the best things that the game has. There's that. We have the purple like premium stone and the UR stone. Yep. A bunch of those different things. We got the story event with Paragus. This is the Dragonstone Everyday event. This is the Orb event. They reset the missions for this. Now, one other thing, a limited event available once every 7 days. Now, I mean, here's something to point out here. So I'm looking at globals. Hold on. I mean, okay, here on JP, it is saying the same thing, once every 7 days. I don't know why. I mean, at least this week, I saw last week Minato was able to do 2 attempts. This week, like, because today is the weekly reset, I was able to do this twice this week. But, I mean, it does say once per week right there, so I'm not really too sure. But, yeah, we have the updated missions. All this was a mission reset, but these are valuable resources there. So every year, the celebrations have one of these, which, of course, is kind of like the Worldwide Download Celebration Challenge event. Like, if I just go to my playlists here, we can quickly pull them all up. So we have the Tremble with Fear event, we have the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will, and then we have the FSOTSPOT. Yeah. This remains the best title. Because there's a character limit for the title. I literally would have written in the entire event name if I could, but I obviously could not. So here's the last 3 events that we've had, right? Okay. So with this, there was, I guess, 3 major missions. The first mission, beat it with Super Saiyan Goku. Obviously, Super Saiyan Goku powers up Broly by a lot. There's a mission for beating it with Paragus, and then there's a planetary destruction mission as well. We'll keep these up, because these will be relevant when looking at the other ones. So we have a new Supreme Magnificent Battle. I mean, this kind of goes 1-to-1 with a Red Zone. These are the same thing as Red Zones, just, you know, it's hero characters instead. So we have one of those. This has 3 stages in part 1, although I would argue none of the stages are very good. Whereas last year, I mean, Second Form Cell was very, very challenging. And then I want to just double check exactly what day. What was the third one? It was Red Zone Goku Black was the third stage. I'm going to just double check what day that was. All right, guys, let's go and take a look. So here's the Goku Black stage. August 25th. Oh, dude, I don't even remember this. This was August 25th. So the Goku Black stage is during the countdown 2? I don't even remember this. Holy shit. Okay, I'm glad I looked it up. Yeah, see, that's why it's important that we count the countdown because of this celebration, to be fair to this celebration. Now, here's this stage. This is part 2. So the Goku Black and Zamasu stage is a part 2 stage. So we're not counting that, because what we're doing with this video is we're just comparing the part 1s for all 3 of these last ones. Now we have the memorable battles. So this in total is going to be 6 stages, which includes the equips for these characters. So that's important. That's definitely bonus points. So that's Tech Carnival Goku, LR Cooler, Goku and Vegeta Metal Cooler, this Goku, the Super Saiyan Goku, as well as the Broly, all getting exclusive equips. There is a support memory event boost, so we get a stronger support memory. Can be useful at times. New stages to the Cyberman event. I probably gotta I gotta actually do a video for that. Then a bunch of the stuff I think is just mostly kind of just the extra filler stuff. Yeah. Oh, Turles was during the countdown. Oh, right. Yeah. Turles counts as well. And then all this different stuff is up. All that. Okay. So we kind of got a refresh for what part 1 is looking like here. Let's travel back. Let's see what we got over here. So again, we got the Dual Fest. Now, I mean, a Dual Dokkan Fest is certainly going to be a little bit stronger. You know, the Dokkan Fests are a little bit better, a little bit stronger. So, I mean, we could say this is, you know, a little bit of a better boost to part 1, but part 2 loses a little by it being 2 carnivals and not having a Dokkan Fest in part 2. We got the packs. There's 2 Dokkan events. We did have the Awakening Medal campaign. I think it's time for them to up this, or my idea with Dokkan events is to get a new difficulty level, maybe like a 50 stamina stage that just has like red zone level stats, I think, and it just gives like 77 medals when you beat it. Nobody nobody would be against that. Everyone would love that. You know, 4 million super attack boss, but you beat him and you get the 77 medals, right? The 50 ticket summon, we really can just equate that to this rainbow step up. I think that this one is probably going to be a little bit better this year in total, but I mean, it's a very similar thing, right? Co-op campaign, they've both had that. They both had the SNS campaign. Yep, that's this. It's again the same thing as that step up. These are here every year. We did have the premium stone and the LR stone. A bunch of stuff on sale. So we had the story event available. Remember, last year was the free-to-play Trunks. Free-to-play Trunks, I mean, towers over Paragus. I mean, Trunks has that really awesome active skill, too. Right? Like as part of the character, which I really kind of want to play, and Paragus doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, so there you guys go. I mean, that's way better than Paragus, man. Like, Paragus has an intro with no voice acting, dude. Like, I don't care. You think I care that he has an intro? No, not with no voice acting. Trunks has that hot fire right there. Dude, I love, that's a great animation. For a free-to-play character, that shit is fire, dude. So that's huge points over Paragus for sure. Now, there was this, too, yeah. This was, I remember being very shocked that they did this. They added a stage to a 6-year story event, right? Which was eventually the awakening for the STR Trunks, who got an easy A at the end of the celebration. Yeah, they did say Paragus is not going to easy A this celebration. So I wonder what they're going to do. They really might have a trick up their sleeve for the end of the celebration. Huh, okay. Then this is the event every day to get stones, right? That's the Gohan against the, save the Shamoans or whatever it is, yeah. And then there's the equip event, which we've got right there. So here's one thing that's a little bit different. The Divine Wrath and Mortal Will, if we head back over, this is one of the main reasons I pulled this up. So when it very first dropped, look at this. Wow, dude, I was being silly that day. Oh, no. These should all be separate videos. I should slap myself from a year ago. No. We don't do stage 1, 2, 3, 4 in one video. No. That's not how we do that. This is the 25th, yeah. Wait, was it 25th? Hold on, I'm getting confused. The 25th? No, it was just what? Okay. The 25th just feels super early, but that's the official start of the celebration. Was the 25th. So the Red Zone Goku Black stage was technically part 1. Dude, I'm telling you all this though. Did it not feel a lot better that the celebration started and then Broly and Goku, Gohan, and Trunks were out right away? This celebration was the same thing where the celebration started and then 2 days later is the banner. I do think it's better when the celebration starts. I think maybe like the celebration could start and then like 3 hours later, maybe the banner. I guess it doesn't really matter. The banner dropping same day of the celebration starting is ideal. So that, I mean, that's not really gonna answer the question of content, but that's something that's better for this year's. So we had 4 stages to this last year, whereas this year, again, we've only got the 1 stage. But it does have missions, a bunch of missions into it. So by this point last year, the Red Zone had 3 stages, just like the Supreme Magnificent Battle has 3 stages. Although Cell and Goku Black were like contenders for hardest fights in the game at the time. Although, to be fair, 2023 did not have as much. It didn't even have half as much content as 2024 overall. Like, we've had how many Red Zones and events this year? It's been crazy. Oof. Yeah, okay. I mean, if we're directly comparing part 1 this year to last year, this is where last year, this is real content to me. Missions against Metal Cooler Core, and this is going to be Red Zone Cell Max. Did I have the playlist pulled up for Red Zone still? Well, no, damn, but it's going to be easier for us to... I almost kind of want to see these missions. Hold on. Yeah, this is nice. So we had a full Superclass mission against Cell Max, full Extreme Class mission against Cell Max. That's good content, man. That's real content. Powerful Comeback versus Metal Cooler Core, and then Terrifying Conquerors versus Metal Cooler Core. Yeah, we don't really have an equivalent to that. I mean, this is not equivalent. No way. Oof, man. Yeah, y'all might be right. Look at that. And then a couple of more missions to the GT Legendary Goku event and the Legendary Vegeta event. Again, that's content, and it does give stones and tickets. That's huge. That's huge. This is huge for these big celebrations to have stuff like this. Damn. Yeah, that's good. I mean, damn, okay. I guess I'm hoping that we get this in part 2. Just a bunch of missions added to, you know, like Kid Buu Red Zone maybe, or, you know, like Beast Gohan Supreme Magnificent Battle or something like that. Like, add some missions to those is always a good thing. So here's the Easy A's for part 1 last year. Again, it was Trunks and Zamasu. Now, Broly and Trunks are probably comparable, I would say. I think so. But Zamasu, remember, was elite when he came out. So, it's like we're missing a major giant Easy A. Plus, remember, there was also... Here, we could go here. And then just easily go back like maybe 8 pages. A little too far. 7. Yeah, okay. So, we had 4 Easy A's. Future Gohan was part 2, if I remember correctly. He was. Future Gohan was part 2. Part 1 was Goasu and Zamasu, Int Mai, Tech Trunks, and AGL Zamasu. This year, we've only got Int Broly. So that's 2 back-to-back things right here where the 2023 Worldwide slaps it. Then this. I mean, certainly the Memorable Battles event is something that is extra in 2024. But I mean, I guess if the Broly and Goku, Gohan, and Trunks fights are really competitive, that will matter. But like, I mean, I think missions added to, you know, Metal Cooler Core and Red Zone Cell Max, I mean, that's pretty big. This is a big thing to be missing right here. I think that's pretty huge, actually. Let's take a look at the Cooler Movie Worldwide Download Celebration and see what that's looking like. So, okay, yep, missions, you know, one of these extra login bonuses and stuff like that. We got the Dokkan Fest plus Legendary Carnival. Wait, this is... Oh, it just says coming soon. Wait, should I... Is there maybe a different one to grab? I'll pause. Hold on. Okay, there was not a separate instance of the news. At least, you know, part 1 news for us to grab right there. Okay. So we have that. We got the dual, you know, Dokkan Fest plus Carnival. We had the Dokkan event stage for Cooler. The 50 summon thing has been around for all 3 of these years. There's the co-op campaign, the stones, so that's all the same. The purple stone stuff there, the 50 stone stuff, again, all the same. This is a little bit, so, I mean, maybe we could have a tiny bit of extra bonus for 2024 and 2023, because, you know, they have the premium UR stone and the premium LR stone, which wasn't a thing yet in 2022, okay. We had the story event right here. This got us the free-to-play, I pulled it up. So we had the free-to-play Goku and Gohan. They're up here because they eventually, like, awakened and Easy-Aid. But this would have been, you know, right there in part 1 along with Cooler and Goku and Piccolo and stuff like that. Okay, so there's that. Let's head back. This eventually got stages in part 2 and part 3 as well. Which is, like, going to happen with the Broly event with Paragus, too. This is the Stone event. And here's the Equip event, which both celebrations had. Yeah, wow, man. Look at this. Look at this. Missions for big-time Red Zone stages against Omega and against... wait. No. This is when the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone was first becoming a thing. So it was 2 fights, Cooler and Frieza, both of which were challenging fights. No doubt about that. I mean, in terms of difficulty, the Supreme Magnificent Battle that we have so far this year is falling way behind. I mean, not to make excuses, though, but we have, like, way more content this year than we did last year or 2 years ago, though. That's, like, kind of a big point to make about this. But yeah, the Cooler stage was really tough, right? And then, the Goku Black and First Form Cell fights last year were really hard as well. Wasn't there a bunch of missions for this? I'm pretty sure that's a bunch of missions. Let me go back and grab it. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. So there was a full extreme mission against Omega Shenron. We had a full super mission against Omega. And beat him in 7 turns against Omega. So all of those were there. That's a lot of that's good content, I think. To me. I think that's real, like, that shit matters. And I mean, we don't have something like that. I mean, I'm sorry, this shit is not comparable. This little trash AoE event getting new missions. We don't give a fuck. So that's way better right there. Boss Rush. Oh, brother, here with Boss Rush. People, what? Oh my god. People love Boss Rush. Well, not actually the event, but the stones. What is it? 35 stones right there. The Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans and Pride of the Wicked Bloodline. People hated this one way more. I had comments. I was looking through some of the comments, and people seemed to like this event much better than the previous iterations. The Divine Wrath and Mortal Will. Yep, shut up past me. This one, and then, of course, as well as the Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans one. People seem to like these ones the new one way more than the older ones. Now, I believe day 1 of this... Oh, we could just double check. That's why I got the playlist up. Yeah, there was just 2 stages in part 1. It was just 2 stages. Stage 1 against Cooler. Stage 2 was against Goku, it looks like. Okay. Elder Kai, Battlefield, Stones. I mean, this is all the same stuff as usual. So, and then, yeah, man. I mean, you can't argue this. This is 2 main EZAs. And then, Cooler was a pretty good sub-EZA. The only problem with this Cooler was, Father Cooler was, top 3 best unit in the game. And, he would sit in slot 2. And that Tech Cooler, what are you going to run him in slot 3 and he's going to share no links when he's a big bad boss Thirst for Conquest character? So that's just, like, these 2, unfortunately, just really did not synergize well. But, Tech Cooler was still a good character. He would still be useful for free-to-play players that might not have had LR Cooler. Yeah, listen, I cannot tell a lie. You look at this, 2 major EZAs, and then I guess I should probably have last year pulled up. What was it, page 7? And again, I'm paid... What? How do we end up here? Huh? Okay. And then right here, we have 2 major EZAs, Tech Trunks and Zamasu, but then we also did have some sub-EZAs. And then, listen, we just got to speak facts, right? This year is just Broly by himself. Broly is very sad and lonely. Yeah, it's right there. All right, let's keep going. We're not done with part 1 for the celebration, though, yet. So we got the boost stage and stuff like that, potential system. And then we're just going to get back into countdown stuff, I think. I'm going to tell you all this. Dude, for me, I just really think highly of these missions. Did I maybe miss mission? Hold on, let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, no, man. I didn't miss anything. We do have the memorable battle stages, sure. And if these are really, really challenging fights, that definitely, I think, does help part 1 quite a bit, right? If these are really challenging fights. But then this is just, EZA mission. Like, there isn't anything else coming. So, yeah, I could almost kind of say I do potentially like the last 2 years better. mainly because of this, which these 2 years have had. I guess I had these up in case I wanted to hunt down and see any extra like events and stuff like that had come out nearby, but we were able to piece everything together. I mean, I've mentioned this many times, but one reason I do title my videos so obviously and shit like that is for moments like this. I could just quickly pull this shit up in an instant and fact check it. So, okay. Yeah, man. If I had to rank them right now, this is the order. I think of the last 3 worldwide download celebrations, 2023, best part 1. I think 2022 had the second best part 1. And, I mean, yeah, I think people are correct, yeah, that this is failing behind. I'm glad I did this, because I thought people were kind of just, like, belly aching again. Like, oh, brother, here they go. Yeah, 9th anniversary, so boring, man. Here we go. Like, I know people were upset, remember, with the whole thinking that Beast Gohan wasn't going to have discounts, but that's not what I'm talking about. People were complaining that there was no content, it was dry. There was a lot of people saying that. I'm not making that up. But, yeah, I think I agree with people. I would order it like this. So last year's was the best part 1. 2 years ago, second best part 1. And then this year was the worst part 1. So now they're a little bit behind. I mean, we got to make up. So hopefully part 2 will be very crazy. I'm not really super sure how they're going to do it with part 2 and 3. We know it's going to be around the next 2 Broly movies. By the way, too, I mean, so people are talking about Tech Broly. Calm your tits about Tech Broly. He's obviously going to ease in part 2, guys. Like, for the second Broly movie. He's from the second Broly movie, like, obviously. But, I mean, this week, what they could have done is they could have super easy-a'd this guy, and they could have easy-a'd this guy right here. There's no reason in the world whatsoever why these 2 couldn't have easy-a'd. And if these 2 were getting their, this guy with a super EZA and this guy with his EZA, that would have helped this celebration stay on par with the last 2 years. Because both of these guys are from the first Broly movie, right? This Broly is from the first Broly movie. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're now a long time since we've had a super EZA, too, by the way. We have not had a super EZA since June. Like June 17th or something like that. So, I mean, we're about to be 3 months. Tanabata not having a super EZA is fine. But the Roshi celebration needed one. And then now this celebration, of course, dude, these teams need more characters. Uncontrollable Power, movie bosses, Planetary Destruction, like, hell yeah, they do. So, definitely a huge L that these guys are not, yeah. I'm fully turned around. This part 1 is lacking tremendously compared to the last 2 years. So we'll see what part 2 is going to look like. I would like to have faith that part 2 is going to be very strong, but we'll see. Now, I will say this. If Bio Broly is a Dokkan Fest LR, I'm going to have to be on his side, man. I'm just telling y'all right now. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of Bio Broly getting a Dokkan Fest LR, but if they have the balls to do it, I'm going to have to be a Bio Broly defender. I don't have, like, character agendas like other people do. Oh, my God, this character's so good. Like, maybe people would say, like, oh, you hate LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, because he's trash. Like, he gets destroyed. Or, oh, like, you like Beast Gohan. Yeah, because he's a god. He's invincible. Right? But, like, I try not to, like, push characters. But maybe for Dokkan Fest LR Bio Broly, I might have to break my Nindo and be a LR Bio Broly stan. Imagine Bio Broly's the best unit in the game. That would be so funny. All right. So, yeah, in summary for the whole video, looks to me like this was the best part 1, second best part 1, and then this is a distant 3. This is a little bit more. We could pull up the 2021 Worldwide Download Celebration. We're already 29 minutes in, so I'm going to end here. But the 2021 Part 1 is not comparable. I guess, I've referenced it several times. Why don't I just pull it up? Let me just quickly find it, and we'll go through it. All right. Coming back to 2021 here. So we got the movie, login bonus, missions. We got the Dual Dokkan Fest, of course. We got these. This year did not have one of those, like, 50 ticket, like, guaranteed LR multis, or this year we've got the Rainbow Step Up tickets. Co-op campaign. Oh, this did have a Purunga campaign, though. We have these right here, the Memorial Stones. We did have 2 story events. So the Goku was not new at the time. So that was eventually was this guy. This guy did come out during the 3rd anniversary, but he was just like a mission, like a character we get from missions, essentially, during the 3rd anniversary. But then they finally made him obtainable, like grindable during the celebration. And eventually his EZA came later on, I believe during part 3. And then this was a new Zarbon that in part 2 would awaken into Zarbon and Dodoria. We did have a meat gathering event, and then this EZA area was going on throughout I think it had started in the countdown. Yeah, with Raccoon, Goldo were countdown stages, and then obviously Birder and Jace were part 1. This was back when we would still get the reward cards, the Global and JP reward cards as well. The First Form Frieza as well as Bardock. But then there was also Transforming Goku was a part 1 EZA, and so was Transforming Frieza. Yeah, I mean, these guys were part 1, right? When did this guy come out? No. This guy's part 2. Yeah, he was a part 2 EZA. Okay, so the EZAs 3 years ago, it was just Frieza, and then we had free-to-play EZAs, because Frieza was a part 1 EZA. Yeah, Frieza was part 1. Okay. So we have that. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, we get yeah, this shit. What was that? To get skill orbs for the Team Bardock and the Ginyu Force characters. Okay, boss rush stage. Just a bunch of returning events and easy areas. Okay, there is this. We did have the collection of epic battles. That's right. Holy shit, dude. That's when Ultra Ego Vegeta was first a thing, right? Oh my god. Been a while. I kind of want to take a look at that. The collection of epic battles. Been a little while since we've had new stages or content or anything in there. Damn, look how far down the Super EZA playlist is. Holy shit. I need to find... Oh, there it is right here. Collection of epic battles. So let's just scroll all the way to the... So we had this. Stage 1. Okay. There was also missions. Sworn Enemy. Full Power. Kamehameha. Planet Namek Saga. These were obviously later. Okay. So there was quite a few missions to it, too. For the collection of epic battles. Okay. We had a Patan, Battlefield. This was just, this was a countdown event. And we could get a couple, like, crappy EX skill orbs for the Planet Namek Saga. I mean, this is the worst one, right? This is actually a little bit better than I was thinking, than I remembered. I'm actually glad I decided to re-look at that. Collection of epic battles is solid. There were a couple of missions there, too. But this is also before they did one of those worldwide type special events, right? Like the Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans, Pride of the Wicked Bloodline, the Devil Awaken event, and the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will event. Like, there was not an equivalent for one of those in here. I mean, the thing is, Collection of Epic Battles is not really on the level of, like, Red Zone and Supreme Magnificent Battle. This is more comparable to, like, the memorable battle stages that we've had so far. I do like the Purunga campaign, though. But this also has only one EZA, one major EZA in Part 1. So, I mean, this, yeah. So, I do think this is the worst Part 1 for sure. Broly movie is a bit better, but then I think these two clear with the missions and very difficult content. So, let me know what you guys think. Again, hopefully this Broly movie worldwide will pull through with a strong Part 2. I mean, if the content is incredible in Part 2 and 3, no one will remember or care that Part 1 was a little lackluster, and I agree that Part 1 definitely seems to be a bit lackluster. So let's just hope that Part 2 and Part 3 are strong, numerous EZAs, good characters, good animations, all the good stuff.